Today is May the 17th of the year 2021. And that's a fact because I said it was a fact. Because I said so. Me. In this world, there's less and less we and just me. We've we grabbed that W and we turned it into a M, and now it's just me. What about me? You can't question me. What about me? You can't question me. You can't question me or my beliefs because they're coming from my brain and it feels right to me, and I don't want my cognitive dissonance to be put into question, so I'm not even going to think about it or psychoanalyze it. I'm just gonna assume like an asshole and accept the fact that I'm right because it's me. And the main difference between psychology and philosophy would have to be that, I mean, sure, they're they're rooted in the same dirt and they're under the same tree, but if you dig deep enough, you can see for yourself and understand for yourself. If you just squeegee your third fucking eye enough and long enough, you'll be able to comprehend and see the differences between psychology and philosophy. Because in the definition sense, psychology is better for understanding how people think, why people think the way that they do, why people choose to believe in the things that they do. And we all know that in this world, people believe in all types of insanity that just keeps straying further and further and further away from reality. Sadly, that's the truth in the 21st century. And philosophy is better for understanding the basic underlying features of reality. That's the thing. I mean, philosophy is the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, its existence, especially when considered as a academic discipline or an academic achievement. Um, I'd imagine that those are the main differences between the two, even though they're rooted in the same soil and they might grow under the same tree. They're still two different things. And the thing about philosophy is that we like to imagine or we like to assume it's the better understanding of uh, the basic underlying features of reality, but that's the funny and irony of it all is that reality isn't basic. Reality is the complete opposite of basic. There's nothing basic about it. There's nothing simple about it. Reality isn't 10 plus 0 equals 10. It's not. It's not that basic. It's not that simple. It's not that uh, easy of an idea to grasp and really know why and how it is that we're here today in the present, in the 21st, alive in the 21st century. Uh, there's nothing basic about. I mean, sure, we like to go off and say, "Oh, well, it's just all evolution. It's all we all came from the same swamp. We all came from, you know, over millions and millions and millions and millions of years. We all evolved under the same genome. We all share a common ancestor." I mean, it's simple once the great, you know, biologists and scientists and astrophysicists and philosophers of the world already laid out those facts for you. Well, then of course it's easy to just say, "Oh, well, it's all so simple. I would have figured that out. It's all so simple. I could have easily, in the blink of a fucking eye, written the equation E equals mc squared. Of course it's so simple, but it's easy. It's easy to reach the final boss. It's easy to reach the final stage or level 8. It's easy to fight the boss when you're using cheat codes and you already know all the answers and you already know the end game because all the answers were put there for you. You didn't have to work, you didn't have to fail, you didn't have to get it wrong over and over and over and over and over until you got it right. You didn't have to be wrong 999 times, and then in the end, you came to this epiphany or a higher understanding of what it is you were trying to accomplish, and then you finally figured it out. And it's just so easy to say, "Oh, well, it's all so simple," and it's all so simple. It's all so simple, dude. It's so easy. It's all so easy. But the basic underlying features of reality. The basic underlying features of reality. I don't know about that, but the human brain is just so overwhelmed these days with the states of reality that we're in. Um, if you're in America, it just feels even more and more like you're just stuck in some freak show and everyone's an actor in it, and no one can have an opinion outside of the box. No one can express their true feelings or their true emotions if you're not in line with all the fucking clowns that are just marching side by side, just nodding their heads willingly at everything they fucking hear and say on the fucking TV and on the radio and on their stupid fucking phones, and just nodding their heads like good little fucking slaves. Just, mm-hmm, 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 yes, yes, mm-hmm, of course, yes, 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 of course, yes, mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. And they never fucking stop and bother people are losing the ability to just stop and fucking detach their own feelings and their own morals from their own fucking mind for 5 fucking seconds and try to understand why someone else believes in what they believe. Try to understand and put yourself in someone else's shoes and in someone else's soul and try to understand why the fuck it is that they do and believe in what they believe in. But no, it's always just me, 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 me. It's all about me. It's all about me. It's always about fucking me. Me, 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 me. No one. I mean, clown world is real, dog. Clown world in America right now, at this point in fucking time, is real. It's worse and worse every fucking every passing day, every week, every month. This The fact that we're losing the ability to think for ourselves and come to our own conclusions as a species, as a whole, on this entire fucking planet, is a scary and depressing thought. And yeah, I just feel like these days with the oversaturated pumping of fear into the human brain by the fucking media and just COVID's gonna kill you, COVID's gonna kill you. This overhyped, like, COVID is like the Black Death on steroids, and it's gonna kill you if you don't stay 10 feet away from each other, stay in your own fucking homes, don't go visit your own fucking family because COVID's gonna kill you, COVID's gonna kill you, COVID's gonna kill you, and that's just being drilled into people's fucking brains for well over a year already, and it feels like this is just the beginning. I mean, even schools being shut down for over a year. I think really gonna bite. That's really gonna bite America in the fucking ass. Uh, 2 or 3 years from now, we're barely seeing those seeds being planted. Those fucking cancer seeds of just when shit hits the fan, shit's gonna hit the fucking fan here in the United States of America. And a huge part of that is because schools being shut down and kids are just at home on a computer, going to school on a computer, and asking Alexa how to wipe their ass because they don't even know how to do that properly just yet. It's sad. I mean, you got kids asking an artificial intelligent device how to wipe their ass properly, and it's fucking ridiculous. It's sad. It's sad, and I see it and I experience it everywhere. I see it everywhere, and it's just fucking depressing. But anyway, away from clown world because that shit leads me down a rabbit hole and a dark path that I don't want to focus my energies on at the moment. So back to the topic at hand. Um, the difference between philosophy and psychology, and how the human brain is just so overwhelmed with the states of reality and dealing with the present that we invent and or create these new philosophies to better deal with the overall understanding that life can just chew you up and spit you out in a heartbeat. And that too, even just the word philosophy in itself is, there's like academic realms of philosophy, and then there's the philosophies that people carry within their own minds. You can't really I'd say that the human mind has more control over the philosophy that one chooses to attach themselves to, as opposed to the psychology that one chooses to attach themselves to. I think going back to, you know, the good old discussion about free will and does it exist and nature versus nurture and all that fun stuff. Um, if I had to give like a percentage or put one on top of the other and say, when it comes to philosophy, we have more free will, or when it comes to psychology, we have more free will, I would say one can slowly and over time, and as one grows, and as we evolve with the times, and we learn and think differently due to the experiences that we experience growing up, from being a teenager in your 20s and your 30s, and holy shit, I'm going to turn 40 next month, and then just the human brain is always evolving. It's always thinking in different ways. You're seeing things through a different perspective. You're observing and just you come to deeper and deeper understandings of not only yourself, but of why people do the things they do. And to a certain extent, you can't really stress over or worry about why someone's doing this, or I have to save them from this, horrible thing that they're caught up in, or they're hooked on drugs, or they're doing things they shouldn't be doing, and they might end up serving, life in prison. And I gotta save these people. I gotta save people. I gotta, you know, like this weird, like Jesus Christ complex, and it's like I have to save everyone from their sins. I have to save everybody. I have to save everybody so I can feel better about my own self, and then give myself some sort of divinity, holy trinity treatment, and then I'll be good with God then because I saved some souls. Me and God saved some souls today, so I feel good about my accomplishments and my achievements because me and God saved some souls today, so I feel a lot better about myself and my faults, my negative traits, the negativity within me. It's being diminished because I saved some souls today. But yeah, if you had to choose or say that which one has a higher, I don't want to say percentage because then it's like to be like, oh well, you have 63% free will with psychology and you have 29% free will with philosophy. It's like that sounds kind of silly, really, to put a number on it and be like, because I said so. It's 29%. But if there's one that's more malleable, if there's one that's more formless and you can kind of shape it into what you want, what you choose, I say we have a tighter grasp on the philosophy of one as opposed to the psychology of one. Human psychology is, I mean, it's both philosophy and science, and it continues to evolve. It continues to evolve into a science as advancements are made through evolution, through a deeper understanding of ourselves as time goes by. Um, I mean, the two disciplines are related because they both use theoretical concepts to explain behavior and thought, and that's what we're doing right now. We're experimenting with human behavior and human thought, and the human brain didn't just bloop into existence and one day there was complete darkness in the universe and everything was formless and the infinite void of blacker than blacker blackness, and then the human brain didn't just bloop into existence from one day to the other. It's a process. It's an ever growing, ever evolving process of evolution. And we all share a common ancestor. So the point, since nothing is pointless and everything has a point, pointless is an illusion. In geometry, there is always a point, and there's an x, y, and a z that creates you and me in this three-dimensional world where photons bounce off of objects and into your eyeballs, and you see and perceive the world as the sun says you should. There is no free will. There is no choice. Now go home and get your fucking shine box.